Next today, we have Conquero. Conquero's innovative AI-powered asset management system leverages real-life location tracking, predictive maintenance modeling, and helps ensure that hospital equipment is always accounted for, operational, and accessible. Please welcome CEO Dr. Timothy Coffin.
Allow me to introduce Conquero. In Latin, Conquero means to seek, to search, and to procure. At Conquero, our AI-powered asset stewardship helps clinicians locate the medical equipment they need, ensuring that equipment availability is never a barrier to efficient, safe, high-quality medical care. In times of medical emergency, swift and efficient care is crucial. 8 years ago, my son had a medical emergency that needed immediate treatment, but a crucial piece of equipment was broken. It took the emergency staff 30 minutes to locate another piece of equipment. By the time they returned, it was too late. My son almost lost his life. He did lose the use of his leg and required 20 surgeries to repair all the damage, all because clinicians couldn't find the equipment they needed. As seen in my son's case, poor asset management causes patient harm. It also puts significant strain on systems and budgets. In fact, theft, loss, and unplanned failures cause nurses to spend an average of 72 minutes per shift looking for equipment. Also, hospitals lose an average of $4,000 per bed per year. This leads to clinician burnout, it causes patient harm, and it's responsible for $12 billion in annual revenue loss to hospitals. So Conquero's solution to this, Investigo, utilizes deep learning technology. Our system wirelessly tracks equipment throughout the hospital. It sends data about the location, status, and electrical draws to the central server. We use this data in our AI-powered algorithms to design predictive maintenance schedules and detect anomalies, indicating potential failure and security issues. Administrators can access a comprehensive dashboard for smarter procurement decisions and optimize resource allocations, while clinicians have a mobile app that can locate the equipment anywhere at any time to meet their needs. So to locate the equipment and determine the status of medical equipment, we've installed a series of RFID tags and readers and sensors around the hospitals. These tags and readers communicate with one another to track the equipment and send information to our central server and our AI engine. Users can then access information about status, the location of equipment, and map pathways to specific pieces of equipment through mobile and desktop apps. With the system in place, medical equipment is always accounted for and accessible to those who need it. We're not the first to enter this market. In fact, the healthcare market is an $85 billion market, growing at a rate of 31% annually. Our initial target market is hospitals over 200 beds, and that's a target of about $400 million. There is a lot of competition in the market. Conquero is the first company that addresses the needs of all hospital stakeholders. Clinicians need to know where equipment is and how to find it. The maintenance staff needs to know when equipment is ready, available, and up to date. And administrators need to know how to optimize the equipment and make sure it's useful for everybody. Unlike us, our competitors don't address all these issues. We already have one hospital in Northern Virginia that signed a letter of intent to work with us and to be a development partner and beta customer for our system. On top of that, we've spoken to many CEOs, and they've expressed a strong interest in the system and reiterated that better asset management will significantly improve patient outcomes and the bottom line. So to make this happen, I put together a pretty good team. We've got serial entrepreneurs and veterans of half a dozen startups with several exits. Together, we have over 25 years of experience in healthcare and AI, and we've all built startups from the ground up. Our business model is pretty simple. We're selling hardware, software, install, and consulting revenue, which generates 30 to 50% margins. At this point, we've bootstrapped our way to this, but we're doing a series, a safe round of 1.2 million, looking at convertible notes to fund our process through here. So if you're interested in saving lives and helping hospitals reduce loss, come see us in our breakout room. And we look forward to talking to you and building a stronger healthcare system. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Timothy. There's now an investor poll up for Dr. Timothy Coffin and Conquero. I would now like to turn the time over to Mark Hawes, who will be introducing the next 5 companies. Mark is the CEO and co-founder of AEG, a leading alliance and membership organization of elite service professional advisors in the Washington, D.C. and Baltimore area, as well as virtually members include some of the leading business professionals in their respective regions. So Mark, I will turn the time over to you.
Thanks, Skylar. Thanks, Tien, and all those at CONNECTpreneur. Welcome, everybody. Just say a little bit more about AEG. We consider that 2 things are critical for business growth: in time and trust, and we can't buy either of those things. So every one of us needs quick access to people who've been where we're going to go, and have that trusted expertise, experience, data, capital, and connections. So what AEG has done is create a powerful and exclusive trust community of business development engine of mid-market business leaders. Our communities, we have 3 communities: mid-market CEOs, a complete range of elite business advisors, and regional centers of influence. And the secret sauce that makes us different from a traditional networking group is how we select and nurture and connect our members. Our focus is really on relationships and not just transactions. So you might even say we're a time machine, helping do business, not through long processes and RFPs and so forth, but at the speed of a handshake. We are in the middle of a raise. And so if you're an elite business advisor, a mid-market CEO, or an investor, and want to jump on the AEG train, certainly reach out to me in the chat, and I'll put my information in there. CONNECTpreneur solves a whole host of problems. Each one of the next 5 are ones that we can all relate to. Certainly, sugar has become an issue. It leads to obesity and diabetes. The sugar substitutes are carcinogenic, and sort of half of the foods we eat all have added sugar. Our next presenter is Healthy Life for Life Foods. Pete Ferrari, CEO, is going to talk to us about Jaka. Has actually developed a solution to this problem.
Thanks. Again, my name is Pete Ferrari. Yeah, and the vision's simple: bring healthier foods into people's lives. As Mark said, we all know the problem, right? But interestingly enough, while 77% of Americans are trying to reduce their sugar intake, sugar is still actually preferred 4-to-1, due almost solely to taste. That's why the CAGR for sugar is 8.02%, and the CAGR for all other sweeteners combined is only 4%. There has not been a remedy for the taste problem. Enter Jaka sugar. The most important thing to take away from the next few minutes is that Jaka is actually a sugar. It's a monosaccharide. And so it tastes like sugar, it cooks like sugar, it bakes like sugar. As well, it's got all the formulaic badges you would want, as you can see, but it's also been proven in human trials to control appetite, decrease body fat, and inhibit the body's ability to assimilate new fat. Also noteworthy, according to the International Food Information Council, less than 15% of Americans have ever even heard of this sugar. We're going to be providing this sugar in a direct-to-consumer model over the internet: Jaka sugar pouches and Jaka-based products. 80% of consumers are buying groceries online post-COVID, and this is a very economical way and a quick way to schedule a company, to scale a company. If you look at Lipkit, Chewy.com, Fashion Nova, Movement Watches. When we decided we were going to operate in the direct-to-consumer model, we went right to the digital media kingpin himself. We went to Gary Vaynerchuk. We developed all of our marketing assets, iconography, e-commerce infrastructure, all with Gary V, and we're teed up to do content creation advertising with them as well. We've also got 1,100 kilograms of Jaka flowing through the company per month via the 3 POs that you see in the middle of the screen, with an additional pipeline of WD deals and co-brand deals to follow. Another large-scale revenue stream for the company will be a patentable process that I've designed. It's a derivative of a patent that I co-authored in tech in the 90s, one of my startups. It is an apparatus and a mechanism to distribute Jaka into impoverished communities where sugar-related illness hits the hardest by far. This is a patentable process. We will be eligible for subsidies, and this could easily eclipse the direct-to-consumer numbers that we'll talk about in a few minutes. As we know, Mark alluded to it, we all know the usual suspects. They're more dangerous than the problem itself. The solution's more dangerous than the problem. Jaka is a superfood, and we've got the clinical trials to back that up. Team is everything you'd expect. This will be the 5th company I've built in the 4th different industry. Our board of advisors is strong. Dr. Rona Applebaum, first ever chief science officer at Coca-Cola. Dr. Tom Moran, the inventor of Craisins for Ocean Spray. The newest member of the board, John Majewski, is actually the founder and CEO of a private equity group. Not only is he agreed to be on the board, but they're going to be investing in the company. And everybody on the phone knows private equity groups almost never invest in companies that are this early stage. Revenues project out very, very healthy fashion in alignment with the D2C model, from 17.7 million in year 1, which would line us up for IPO, all the way through 120 million and 212 million in year 4 and 5, with 40 million, 80 million EBITDA respectively. The metric in this market for acquisition, the multiple is 14.8x EBITDA. This round is for the funding of inventory. We closed our first round. This is a $1.5 million round at a $5 million pre-money valuation. It's 30% of the company, 6.5 million post-money because we have no debt, and we really are seeking like-minded individuals that want to do something great for millions of families that are struggling with obesity-related illness. We've accomplished a lot, including we just went through a very expansive due diligence process with Keiretsu, 6 weeks of deep dives into the company with an 8-person team. And I do have a 75-page due diligence package that we can provide as a function of that. So I appreciate you, and I hope to see you in the breakout room. Thanks so much.
Perfect. We have an investor poll up for Jaka. Healthy for Life Foods. So our next presenter is Myolex and Dave Dickinson, CEO. So if you are aging, you plan to age or know someone who's aging, our muscles are wasting, and can't address this if you don't know where and what and how much your muscles are wasting. So I'd like Dave to tell us about Myolex and how he can measure that.
Thank you very much. On the screen here is the future of muscle measurement. That's a new device we have that's been tested deeply. Here's our leadership team, the 2 of us, plus an incredible advisory board. My background is in healthcare. As an innovator, both for large corporations, I've also run, before this, 4 startups. Dr. Seward Rudcove is the star of the show. He's the world-class scientist that invented this technology and has had many awards for it. And let's go to the actual data which affects the business. We have received $14 million in NIH grants. We received one 2 weeks ago for $2 million to compare our technology against MRI. We have 170 papers by from Seward or his colleagues or those that admire his work. We have had 10 studies with pharma and clinical and trials. There are now 5 right now, more in process. 10 patents, 2 pending, 3 that are being discussed. We have millions of scans of data that'll be extremely valuable as we create machine learning algorithms that will predict your future of your muscle health, as well as give us behavioral modification tactics to get you to be compliant with your physical therapy. Myolex is already and will revolutionize muscle wasting measurement. Muscle wasting is also known as muscle atrophy. There are 2 mega trends that are exploding in this area, unfortunately. We first of all have miracle drugs. Obesity and weight loss drugs are incredible. 150 million people globally will be using these drugs, analysts say, within about 15 years. There's one side effect that concerns us and also should concern you. Up to 40% of obesity drug weight loss can be purely about muscles being wasted. This is an issue. Let's also go to second megatrend. We have people globally that are getting older. Boomers in the United States for sure, but beyond that, everyone's living longer. There's a disorder called sarcopenia, which is age-related atrophy from disuse of muscles. Sarcopenia can lead to premature fall risk, the #1 cause of elderly injury death that there is. Today we have things that are measuring muscle. The best by far is MRI, and it measures single muscles just like we do, but nobody else does. It's expensive, it's convenient, it's infrequent, and that's an issue. It also can be done by you in your own home, what you'll want to do with your therapy. There is currently no gold standard. It's only in clinic with these kind of devices. The other ones do body fat, but don't get into the full muscle composition, but we do. Source technology is called electrical impedance tomography, EIM for short. It will become the gold standard for measuring muscles. The left side of the screen shows you what a clinician would get, whether it be from aging, muscle atrophy, whether it be ALS and dystrophy, whether it be muscle injury or work injury, or now, of course, obesity drugs. clinicians will see healthy muscle or advanced muscle. You will see, or your trainer will see numbers. 24 muscle scans, 12 on one side, 12 the other. You can score it. When you do better and you get stronger, it goes up. When you atrophy, it goes down. It looks like that. That right now is the product right now in clinical research. This is the first quantitative, comprehensive, painless, inexpensive, and proven to be used at home easily device. There's nothing like it. It is without precedent. We have two ways to go with this in the US. It's also a global opportunity. They total $2 billion. In the muscle wellness arena, this is about you. This is about me. It's about obesity, weight loss programs and luxury gyms, personal trainers, pro athletes. This claim is muscle quality. If you go to the right, which in a couple of years is our medical product, it's exactly the same device. The claim is different. It's about helping to aid in diagnosis and treatment of muscle wasting caused by weight loss and or old age. We have a product which we're going to be putting out in the market. The use of funds will help to afford two devices being launched, new algorithms that pharma wants from us, and also eventually FDA approval to go with it. Thank you very much for your time. We will see you in the other room. Please join us.
Thank you, Dave. There's an investor poll up. If you'd like to take a look at it, if you're interested in investing or just hearing more about it. Our next presenter is Proteon Pharmaceuticals. We hear a lot about antibiotic resistance, and arguably a great deal of that's caused by overuse of antibiotics in farm animals. That's something that we are all aware of, but we don't know kind of what to do about it. So our next presenter, Yaroslav Dastik, is going to tell us about how his company, Proteon Pharmaceuticals, is addressing that. Yaroslav?
Thank you for the introduction. Yes, we are bringing antibacterial solution for animal health in post-antibiotic era. So why post-antibiotic era? Because antibiotics are losing the chase against bacteria. And this creates a huge problem for medicine. And that everybody knows. But it's not a common knowledge that 70% of antibiotics is not used in human medicine. It's used in animal farming, in animal health, mostly as a tool to maintain productivity. So that's the reason we are developing novel products for animal health. And we are using bacteriophages. What are bacteriophages? Bacteriophages are natural viruses that kill bacteria. They are abundant in nature. They are a great controller of bacterial population. Each day, they are killing 30% of all bacteria on the planet. We know how to select properly the strain of bacteriophages that are useful. We are using them as a building blocks and creating a state-of-the-art industrial product for modern animal health. Then we manufacture it at scale and overcome regulatory challenges and put them on the market. We already have 3 commercial products for poultry and aquaculture present in selected markets. We have 4 more products for swine, dairy, cows, for shrimps that are in our pipeline. We are targeting the growing market of antibiotic replacement tools that are necessary to maintain the animal farming. So bacteriophages are entering $23 billion market, where vaccines, probiotic and probiotics are already competing out antibiotics. Of course, we are not the only one company that is developing such solution. What is the strength of Proteon Pharmaceuticals is unique combination of advanced R&D platform and capability to manufacture at industrial scale and experience in overcoming regulatory challenges. We are present globally. Our products are protected by 17 international patents. There is management team leading the effort of Proton Pharmaceuticals that represent 60 years of aggregated experience in research and the commercial expertise brought from the corporate world. We are now observing growing traction. We are just starting, but we see the chance to double revenue each year and reach operational break-even in 2026. The total investment in the company so far is close to $55 million. And now we are looking for extension of Series A of $10 million US. So thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to see you in a break room.
Okay. We have an investor poll up for Protean Pharmaceuticals. Thanks, Yaroslav. Our next presenter is CENGEM Pharmaceuticals. So chronic inflammation accompanies a lot of serious diseases. So it's relatively easy to treat the symptoms, but kind of hard to go after get an effective treatment to go to the source. Jim Iverson, CEO, co-founder, is going to tell us what CENGEM is doing to address that issue of chronic inflammation.
Thank you, Mark, for the warm introduction. I'd just like to add one other piece is that I've built 5 companies in the tech space, leading exits to the tune of about $80 million with those exits. CENGEM Pharmaceutical is focused on changing the course of inflammation as it relates to age-related diseases. Inflammation is killing us. 3 out of every 5 deaths worldwide are due to diseases like heart disease, obesity, diabetes, and respiratory infections. We have all been impacted by inflammation, and we believe that acute inflammation gone unchecked leads to chronic inflammation, causing tissue damage, disease, and death. Current treatments have severe side effects, highlighting the need for safer, more effective solutions, leveraging advancement in AI and science that we are developing in innovative therapeutics to alter the course of inflammation. The market opportunity to combat inflammation is huge at $217 billion. And the economic impact is 7 times greater than that at $1.4 trillion. Our technology is simple. We're attacking inflammation at the source while bringing relief to the side effects that often result in pain. By addressing the source, we believe we can prolong or prevent the cascade of inflammation that often results in tissue damage, disease, and death. Similar to Viagra or Ozempic, we are repurposing and combining therapeutics that have already established safety profiles, allowing us to increase speed to patient for these important therapeutics. We're currently focused on 7 indications and have over 60 patents and patents pending. We recently completed a phase 2 clinical trial for upper respiratory infection, COVID therapeutic, and are ready to start our phase 2 for inhibiting the adverse effects of alcohol, including that dreaded day after hangover. Our work delivers life-changing therapeutics faster with minimal side effects and affordable prices, enhancing both quality of life and longevity. We navigate the regulatory hurdles with ease, optimize supply chains with efficient delivery, and create innovative licensing models that drive commercialization. This positions us at the forefront of transforming healthcare. Our asset-light business model focuses on de-risking on the clinical and regulatory pathway while creating intellectual property for out-licensing. We are currently in later stage global licensing discussions with 3 of our lead assets. Partnerships have played a big role in our success with the likes of KVK Tech, Duke University, and People Science. Having raised $10.5 million, both combination Reg CF and Reg D under QSB as well, to date has allowed us to advance our lead assets to or near phase 2 clinical trials. We're currently raising $2.3 million to fund our phase 2 clinical trial for our therapeutic to inhibit the adverse effects of alcohol. We have an open IND with the FDA and 23 worldwide patents. In addition to our convertible note, we are offering a revenue share of our 23 patent portfolio and an immediate place on our cap table for larger checks. Returning capital to our investors is very important to us. Our revenue share model provides a vehicle to return capital to our investors within 12 months of securing our first licensing agreement. Our team of seasoned professionals have been battle tested and are laser focused on our mission to change the course of inflammation. Combined, we have led 730 million in exits. Thank you for your time and attention, and we look forward to joining our mission to revolutionize healthcare. I look forward to seeing you in the breakout room.
Great. Thanks, Jim. There's an investor poll up on your screen right now. Our next presenter is V-Glass. So most of the discussion about energy these days is about innovation on the supply side, whether it's electrical vehicles or photovoltaics, but there's a lot of R&D going on the efficiency and conservation side. If you think about the homes, where we lose about 25% of the energy generated out of our windows, window efficiency, heat efficiency is really important. So that's what V-Glass is addressing. So I'd like to introduce CEO and co-founder Mike Pettit.
Thank you, Mark. V-Glass has developed next-generation vacuum-insulated glass technology for affordable, ultra-high efficiency windows. We've raised $6 million to date, $4 million in non-dilutive grants from the DOE, NSF, and state of Wisconsin, with more in the pipeline. With that funding, we've developed technology that's drawing strong industry attention. We've already been approached about selling V-Glass, which takes the zero return possibility off the table, rare for an early stage investment. So let's focus on the upside by starting with the problem. The problem is that buildings consume a huge amount of energy, and windows are the hole in the dike where most of that energy is wasted. Our solution, an affordable window as warm as a wall, as illustrated in this infrared image of two V-Glass panels in yellow that have more than 4 times the thermal efficiency of the blue dual pane windows. For the homeowner, upgrading to V-Glass can reduce monthly heating and cooling costs by up to 50% and generate compelling financial returns. Our impact will be significant. Full implementation of V-Glass could save 75% of carbon emissions and 90% of the energy wasted through windows, saving consumers $30 billion annually. Our unique product design is supported by significant IP. 18 patents issued, 13 pending, with more to come. Most importantly, V-Glass can be affordably produced at room temperature, just like today's conventional windows. We are targeting residential and commercial buildings globally, a $67 billion market. Here, I'll plot competing window technologies with increasing efficiency moving left to right and increasing cost top to bottom. Clear glass and dual pane are relatively low cost, low efficiency. With triple pane, you get a little more efficiency for a lot more cost. With first generation VIG, you get a little more efficiency for even more cost. V-Glass breaks this cost performance paradigm by having the highest thermal efficiency of any product on the market, produced at cost comparable to today's windows. V-Glass is also 100% recyclable and has the lowest embodied carbon footprint. We'll go to market using existing industry supply chains where we have established relationships. To be clear, we are a tech company that will license our IP to establish manufacturers and OEMs who will bring our product to market globally. We have more than $200,000 in order backlog and deep collaborative relationships with 2 large manufacturers, one in North America and a European manufacturer that will invest in our upcoming seed round. Based on precedent, we expect to sell V-Glass to a large manufacturer in 3 to 5 years, if not sooner. Our technical team is small, but highly innovative, named inventors on more than 200 patents. On the right, you see numerous organizations collaborating with us, including the DOE, which provides funding and technical support. As a tech company, we'll generate very high margins and grow rapidly once commercialization begins. Today, we're raising $750,000 under a SAFE that converts at an $8.5 million cap or a 10 to 30% discount, allowing us to expand our technical team and begin delivering on our order backlog. To reiterate, I'm confident V-Glass could be sold today at a multiple of this $8.5 million cap. We're also in discussions with investors about leading a $3 million seed round later this year to begin moving into a pilot plant. We've already circled more than $1 million to co-invest with the large EU manufacturer. This stage focuses on developing our proprietary manufacturing technology. Over these 3 years, we anticipate winning $1.5 million in non-dilutive grants and expect more than 50% of future funding to come from non-dilutive sources. That said, V-Glass will likely be acquired before most of this funding is needed. I hope you'll join us in bringing technology to market. I'm happy to answer questions in the breakout room. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Awesome. Thank you.
There was an investor poll. It's come and gone.
I believe it's still up for everyone. So you guys should be able to see that. But thank you to Mark and Sarah for the introductions. And yeah, there's an investor poll up for V-Glass. We are going to put up one more poll in just a second, and that is for our wonderful sponsors. If you answered that poll in the beginning, no need to answer it again as we already have your responses. However, if you missed the beginning and would like to answer it now, I'm going to put up that poll. So if you're interested in any of these services, please feel free to indicate them here. This is also where you can indicate if you're interested in presenting at a future rocket pitch that we have, or sponsoring at one of our rocket pitches. There's a few other options in there, so you can take a look. While that is up, I do want to let you know we're going to go into breakout rooms. Each of the 10 companies will have their own breakout room, and you'll be able to go in and out of whatever breakout room you would like. So we will open those up momentarily. As a reminder, we have another virtual event on July 25th, and we have an in-person event at the City Club in Washington, D.C. on the evening of August 8th. And today we are co-hosting the MedTech Investment Forum. It's right after this event. It starts at noon today Pacific time. You can sign up for the virtual portion as well if you're interested, and Emily will put all of the links in the chat for those events that I just mentioned. So we can leave that sponsor pull up for a few more minutes, and while we do that, Tien, if you want to open up breakout rooms, everyone can start joining the breakout rooms.
Yes. Sky, did we mention
Perfect.
to download the text chat box?
Yeah, please make sure you download the text chat box before you head into breakout rooms. In order to do that, just so everyone knows, yeah, you'll just open up your chat box, and on the bottom, you'll see 3 little dots, and you can click that and click save. So just make sure to do that before you enter up the breakout rooms. But breakout rooms are now open, and you should be able to go in them. If you need help getting into a breakout room, please let me know in the chat which breakout room you'd like to go into, and I can help you with that. And yeah, feel free to go in and out of whichever ones you'd like. And these will last probably about 30 to 45 minutes, but I'll send a few warnings and reminders before they officially do. So as a reminder, in order to get to the breakout room, you look on the bottom toolbar where you have mute, stop video, screen share, all of those things. There should be another button that says breakout rooms. You will click that, and then you should see the breakout rooms, and you can click which one you are trying to join. All right, everyone, thank you so much. And like I said, again, if you would like to get into a specific breakout room, you can't figure it out, please let me know in the chat and I will put you there. And we hope to see you at our upcoming events.